Nostalgia Night at Lernerville continues to get bigger and bigger. This is Friday the 13th, and a lot of people thought we would have weather-related issues. It's a picture-perfect night. Special thanks to Gary Risch and Eric Westendorf and the entire staff at the Lernerville Speedway for making us welcome here for Nostalgia Night. Probably approximately 15 nostalgia race cars here. 7 of them are going to actually be in competition. And what's really nice about it, it preserves racing history. It gives the younger fans an opportunity to see what the cars were like in the 50s and 60s, and then they can compare them to the race cars of today. The popularity of these nostalgia cars continues to grow, and we hope next year we'll have even a bigger turnout of cars here at the Lernerville Speedway. A large contingent of the cars here tonight are from the Pennsylvania Vintage Dirt Modified Series, and Jim Kirkwood has been spearheading this project, and with the addition of their cars to the ones we normally have here on Nostalgia Night, it was a big hit for all the fans.
This is going back to the golden era of racing. This is what it's all about. Everybody remembers the old coupes. Everybody remembers the old mud buses, the names Blackie Watt, Lou Blaney, going down to Reading Way, you know, Tommy Hagar and the Chamberlains. This is the golden era of modified race, and what we're trying to do is preserve it and recreate it. We have a mixture here of cars that are genuine vintage race cars and a lot of retro cars that are basically 12-year-old chassis but with the old bodies and stuff on. And the whole idea is to preserve the racing from the 70s and 80s and you know, give the fans something to look back on, because there's a lot of people out there that are well, in their 40s and 50s and remember those days fondly.
For the past 8-9 years, the catalyst for this Nostalgia Night has been Don Gamble and his organization, and it's very appreciated the willingness that Lernerville extends to us to have this Nostalgia Night once a year. To keep the nostalgia idea alive and let the people that all they know is basically store-bought cars now, how people fabricated their own modifieds in the past, and this is an effort to try to keep the nostalgia part of it alive. I've really had a ball. This is really the bucket list. If anybody has an inkling to get on the dirt tracks, this is definitely a way to do it without wrecking, and everybody takes care of everybody, and it's been a tremendous experience.
Lernerville was fantastic because they're huge on preserving the past. The Nostalgia Night they have here with all the old drivers from that era, and now the cars that we can bring down here as well to give those guys an opportunity to see what we're doing to preserve the past. It's fantastic. Lernerville is 100% behind what we're trying to do, and yeah, you go to a lot of racetracks, and it's all about today. Lernerville and the history here. It's a lot about preserving the past, and you know, you just can't buy that these days. This is my first time here to actually see the racing, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited because we've got cars here, and yeah, it's going to be a fantastic night.
I feel it's very important to preserve our racing history. Many of the young fans today probably never had an opportunity to see Lou Blaney or Herb Scott drive, and we've lost a lot of the local racing legends. So an evening like tonight gives them an opportunity to look at some of the cars and see what our history was like. And a little bit of yesterday can explain to them where we are today, because without these pioneers in our sport in the early 50s, we wouldn't have the success and the popularity of short track racing in Western Pennsylvania that exists today. This evening, Dick Bailey was here, and he was with a race car that he drove at Daytona, plus many of the other cars from Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia. There were a couple cars here from Maryland. It is very, very important, and we hope that you can participate next year for Nostalgia Night at Lernerville Speedway.